Scott from My Life's Reward. Last week we planned out a paddling trip on the White River, 2 nights, 3 days. This week we go visit the waypoint sites. Stay tuned. In the last video, we used Gaia GPS and Google Maps to locate key points along the White River on the western side of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. We successfully identified several key waypoints and mapped the routes down the river for 3 separate days. We managed to locate potentially viable entry and exit points to start and end the trip, and some overnight camping locations along the river. Check out departures in the middle of the road. It's flying now to the left there. We visited these locations to see the practicality of the selected waypoints and to confirm if they will work for the intended use. Our first stop, more out of interest and in the spirit of the White River paddle, and not associated with a waypoint, was the headwater location of the south branch of the White River. It can be seen at a bridge in Newaygo County on East 6 Mile Road. Almost every time I visit this location, ducks, geese, and other wildlife are going about their day on the water. This is a beautiful location to visit. There is no park and views are from the bridge. This is looking upriver and essentially into the headwaters. Check out that goose there, that's on the right bank there. I'm going to do a close-up of it here in just a few seconds. And there it is. This is the downriver side of the bridge. And this is the view downriver from the bridge. The second location was our start day entry point in Hesperia, Michigan. But before making this stop, we visited the Hesperia house for breakfast. The waitstaff were out of the way friendly and the food delicious. This was an excellent start to our day. After breakfast, we drove across the bridge on North Maple Island Road, or M20. We stopped at the parking lot area on the west side of the road and looked over the pond and dam setting. After passing by Ed's Orchard Market, we continued straight onto North State Street and turned immediately right into Vida Weaver Park. When we arrived, there were 2 gentlemen staging a special fishing raft to have one person float down to the Pines Point recreational area. I mention this because maybe the river section for our day number 1, which is a couple months away, is already free and clear of obstructions, making our future paddling trip easier. In my research online and in some publications, people experienced log jams and had to portage or navigate around these obstacles. This waypoint location from our planning was viable, and we confirmed this entry point to the river would work. From Hesperia, we traveled to Pines Point Campground. This location at our entry point is about 9.5 miles by river and is our first night's camping point. The roads going into the campground were iced over and we had to drive very slow. The gate for the campground portion of the recreational area was closed. We were not able to put our eyes on the riverbank and campsites to see how easy it would be to leave and enter the river. Based on some photos I am seeing on Google and other YouTube videos, it looks like it'll be okay. But before the trip, I will likely stop by this location so when the campground is open, I can look at the campsites and its relationship to the river. According to the USDA Forest Service website, this campground has flush toilets and drinking water. From Pines Point Campground, we backtracked and crossed at Garfield Road to cross the river since the next stop was on the other side of the river. We stopped at Taylor Bridge Landing and observed the river from the vantage point. Slightly downriver from this point were some rapids. The river looked good at this location. We continued to our next planned overnight stopping point, Diamond Point Campground. That was about 11.5 miles downriver from Pines Point Campground. This campground was accessible and we were able to see firsthand the campsites and the river access. We found a slight elevation to the river, but nothing worth worrying about. The campground has vaulted toilets, but no drinking water. Our third and final day in the White River is a planned 14.5-mile paddling day from Diamond Point Campground to the Fraternal Order of Eagles on White Lake. This will likely be our hardest day, not only with the distance being the highest of the 3 days, but as we enter to face the challenges at the confluence of the White River. The flow of the water usually slows down, the river widens, and the backwater and mini canals can make navigation challenging. Once we arrive on White Lake, the wind will determine what is possible. We will need to make a few other exit location plans in case weather does not cooperate. We stopped by the Fraternal Order of Eagles and looked over that lake access. There are rocks along the shoreline, but nothing we can't handle. This completes our site survey of the various waypoints on the river. We found that all of the locations visited are viable. The one waypoint we could not observe at Pines Point Campground looks promising from some other photos and YouTube videos. However, before the trip, we'll put eyes on it to confirm. Hey, thanks for stopping by the channel and watching this video. Just wanted you to know I am working on another little project. It's a companion website for this YouTube channel. And for every video, at least eventually, but the ones of late, do have a companion article on the website with additional information or support files. So check that out. I'll be doing a video on that in the next few weeks. So until next week, take care and thank you.